the undercarriage selector lever is down. Press the spacebar to confirm. Ensure that the drop tank's fuel cock is set to the off position, fully forward. Press the spacebar to confirm. Check that the main tank's fuel cock is set to the off position. Press the spacebar to confirm. We'll now test the operation of the flying controls. Let's begin with a rudder check. Look back at the tail of the aircraft and check the rudder pedals for full movement. Ensure that the rudder is moving freely. Use num4 or num6 keys to look back if you're not using track IR or a mouse. In order to move the rudder pedals, press the Z and X keys or move your rudder axis. Now let's check the operation of the elevators. Move the control stick fully forward and fully aft. Check the operation of the right aileron. Watch the right aileron and move your control stick fully left and right. Now check the operation of the left aileron. Keep an eye on the left aileron as you move your control stick fully left and right. Ensure that both magneto ignition switches are set to the off position. Press the spacebar to confirm. Make sure that the fuel tank pressure cock is in the off position. Press the spacebar to confirm. Check that the pneumatic supply pressure is no less than 220 pounds per square inch. Check this with the central needle on the triple pressure gauge. Press the spacebar to proceed. Adjust the airfield altitude setting on the altimeter to 0. Rotate the highlighted knob using the mouse wheel. We'll now check the operation of the flaps. Set the flap control lever to the down position. Press the F key or click the highlighted lever. Look to the right and left and ensure that both mechanical flap indicators are up. These are located on the wings. Press the spacebar to confirm. Set the flap control lever to the up position and look at the mechanical flap indicators again to ensure that they went down. Make sure that the sliding hood operates properly. Close the hood and then open it. Press left Ctrl plus C to close the hood and left Shift plus C to open. Move the throttle lever forward until the light indication switch on the throttle quadrant is on. Press the Ensure that the word down is lit on the undercarriage light indicator on the left, and that the fuel pressure warning light is lit on the right. Retract the throttle lever back to the full up position once you've made sure that the light indicators are working. Press the num- key or move the throttle. Check the level of the fuel tanks. Press and hold the highlighted button and watch the fuel level gauge. Release. All preliminary checks are now done. Now we're ready to start the engine. Press the spacebar to proceed. Set the parking brake to make sure the aircraft remains stationary when the engine starts. Set the main tank's fuel cock to the on position. Open the throttle lever by moving it half an inch to 1 inch forward. Press the non-plus key or move the throttle axis forward. Move the propeller speed control lever fully forward. Set the carburetor air intake control lever on the left-hand side of the cockpit to the filter in operation position, fully forward. Press the H key or click the highlighted lever. Unscrew the engine priming pump. Hover the mouse cursor over a highlighted element and prime the engine by giving the primer 5 full strokes. Use the insert button or click and hold the primer with the mouse cursor to prime the engine. Operate the hand wobble pump until the low fuel pressure warning light is extinguished, for approximately 9 to 10 full. Set both magneto ignition switches to the on. Open the starter and booster coil push button covers. Click the covers in the highlighted area with your mouse. Press the starter and booster coil push buttons simultaneously. Use the home and delete buttons on the keyboard. As the engine begins to catch, move the idle cutoff lever on the throttle quadrant fully forward, using the M key or by clicking it. Then release the starter and booster coil push buttons. If you are unable to start the engine successfully, return the idle cutoff lever to the fully aft position and repeat the process, starting with priming the engine. Good start. Hold the throttle lever to the idle, fully aft position. Take a look at the oil pressure gauge and ensure that the oil pressure is in the 60 to 120 pounds per square inch range. Press the spacebar to proceed. Close the starter and booster coil push button covers. Click the covers in the highlighted area with your mouse. Screw down the prime. Look at the engine speed indicator and adjust the throttle to run the engine at about 1000 to 1200 RPM. Continue to idle the engine at 1000 to 1200 RPM until it warms up to at least 20 degrees Celsius oil temperature on the left gauge in the highlighted area and 60 degrees Celsius coolant temperature on the right gauge. This concludes the engine start lesson. Well done. Press the spacebar to end the lesson.